and welcome. I'm Ijoma Onyato. Tonight, uncertainty beclouds 2015 election in the troubled northeast states as INEC chairman expresses doubt over conduct. PDP takes presidential campaign to the two southwest states of Ibadan and Abeokuta. The All Progressives Congress storms Owerri, Imo State, with the promise of an open and transparent leadership. And Interpol places deposed Ukrainian leader Viktor Yanukovych on its wanted list a year after he fled to Russia.
On business news, Munir Guazo steps in as Acting Director General of the Securities and Exchange Commission as Aruma Ote exits.
While on sports news, Portugal and Real Madrid star Cristiano Ronaldo wins the FIFA Ballon d'Or again.
We begin with the electoral umpire. Today, the Independent National Electoral Commission expressed doubt over its ability to conduct the 2015 elections in the troubled northeast zone. The INEC chairman, Professor Atahiru Jega, at a forum in Abuja, gave assurances that the commission is doing its best to have elections take place across the country. But from all indications, he says it's doubtful that this will be possible in the states affected by the state of emergency.
It was a brainstorming session as experts and activists gathered to discuss issues of exclusion and marginalization in politics. The chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission dropped the bombshell when he expressed doubt about elections holding in the Northeast next month.
A place like Borno State, unless something is done about those that have been displaced, even return for the governorship election may be very, very difficult, if not impossible, under the circumstances. You know, our laws require that to make a return, you have to meet certain, and because of the number of local governments that you can't access, so that's why we believe that we should give priority to these for now. To be realistic, we must say that it may be impossible to do elections everywhere, in every local government, in every constituency in those three states.
The chairman of the occasion and former Minister of External Affairs called for caution on the part of politicians who steal the nation's resources.
Our problems is not in terms of wealth, it's in terms of distribution of the wealth. The social distribution.
There's, however, hope for the internally displaced persons as INEC announced plans to ensure that displaced persons vote in the elections.
First and foremost, we know that there are many internally displaced persons in Nigeria for many, on many causes. But our focus is going to be on the northeast zone. And it will only be for internally displaced persons that are in the states.
The organizers of the event explained the reason behind the gathering, which is the first in its series.
It is a constructive medium for stakeholders in the process to interpret issues, events and policies, and thus facilitating the public's understanding of both domestic and international. As
the clock ticks towards the general elections next month, participants are optimistic that majority of eligible voters will perform their civic duties if INEC matches its words with action.
While the Independent National Electoral Commission is to formally present to political parties copies of the voters' register to be used in conducting the 2015 general elections tomorrow, Tuesday, January the 13th. The Commission will do the presentation at the INEC headquarters in Abuja. This move is according to Section 20 of the Nigerian Electoral Act of 2010 as amended, which provides that the register of voters for an election shall be published at least 30 days before the election. Well, campaign is the name of the game, and the political parties are hitting the trail hard. Oyo State was the destination of the People's Democratic Party as they told the massive crowd of supporters in Ibadan, the political hotbed of the Southwest, that the party remains the one with the best offer for the electorate.
Ibadan will be the third city that the president's campaign train will be making a stopover at. And Mabo area lived up to its name, being an area renowned for political activities, even during the days of a strongman of Ibadan politics, Lamidi Adedibu. And the president did not fail to recognize the fact that Oyo State has produced reputable leaders both in the past and at the present.
The city of Oyo, the city of Ogbomoso, there's all big cities that I don't think we have their rivals in other parts of the country. Oyo State is a great state. The Southwest is a great zone for politics and for everything. And you remember that you have produced key leaders of this country that have shown the light.
Although the opposition party, the APC, is in control of Oyo State, the political leaders who spoke at Mapo ground believe that with the successes made by the party at the federal level and its impact at the level of the states, taking over will not be a difficult task.
The PDP is here to reassert its superiority over every other party in Nigeria.
I want you to also know that our party has been a transformation party that has transformed Nigeria. Some of you that are old enough to know, before the coming of our party, we did not have 500,000 telephone lines in Nigeria. Even those 500,000 lines were erratic. Today we have more than 100 million lines that are functional.
The president again gives assurances that the PDP will take care of the health of the citizens of the state, improve transportation by having a functional railway system, and also improve the economy of the state.
We have done a number of projects in Oyo State under what we call the MDGs, the Millennium Development Goals alone. We have done so many projects. Under the third fund, the Tertiary Education Fund, we have spent over 10 billion in intervening in tertiary institutions in Oyo State alone, federal and state. My commitment and my method of solving the problem of corruption, of fighting corruption, is not the number of people I try and jail. We have tried more Nigerians. More Nigerians have been jailed within this period after passing through due process. But I used to tell people that even if I try 10 million Nigerians and jail if I try 10 million Nigerians and jail 5 million Nigerians for corruption, that does not solve the corruption problem. So for you to solve corruption problems, you must use modern technology to prevent people from stealing.
The occasion also afforded the PDP the opportunity to recognize their candidate at the state level. For the People's Democratic Party, the campaign in Ibadan is one that gives the party a feeling of fulfillment, as the leadership believes that having gotten massive support in the last presidential election, they are hopeful that the people of Oyo State will again give them the expected support.
And from Ibadan, the president moved on to Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital, where he told party supporters at the Moshood Abiola International Stadium that his administration will build more schools to improve the nation's education infrastructure and not prisons where people will be detained. He then goes further to talk about job creation for the Nigerian youths.
Our target is to create not less than, we're not saying 2, not less than 2 million jobs every year. And we believe that when we continue to create 2 million jobs every year, within the space of 4 to 5 years, the number of unemployed youths will be almost 0. And we are working with the private sector. Tony is also a member, you know, the private are committed businessmen. That's why they must work with government to create jobs for Nigerian youth.
And living up to its slogan, "It's a family affair," the People's Democratic Party began what seems to be a fence-mending effort between President Goodluck Jonathan and former President Olusegun Obasanjo. The two leaders and key members of the party leadership began the family meeting around 9:30 this evening at the hilltop home of Chief Obasanjo. In attendance are the Vice President Namadi Sambo, the party's national chairman Amadou Mwazu, the Director General of the Presidential Campaign Team Amadou Ali, some serving former governors and other key members of the party. In part two, after the break, fire guts Balogun market in Lagos, leaving devastation in its wake. That's in a moment. Do join us again.